Hello and welcome back to the top 100 maps of all time with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very, very welcome. And we've reached number 6, the 6th best map as voted by you. The map that was so bad, it couldn't even get into the top 5. I am of course joking. I would love to have the 6th best anything of all time, let alone something that I actually care about. This is just another stupendous map, but it's also a little bit interesting is in that it doesn't tick off all of those checkboxes that a lot of us would probably think about making sure that we've ticked off some of them. This one in terms of flat buildable space. Now, I went to the extra effort with Bonbon Island, my personal favourite personal map of all time that I made, not that somebody else has made. I made sure that I added extra buildable space because I could see there wasn't enough. This map probably has, I would say, about the same, if not less, buildable space than Bonbon Island. And yet, it's done with such flair, such quality, that, I mean, it doesn't matter. It just goes to show if you have an interesting map, a strong map, a well-made map, a quality map, it can rise to the top. The cream rises to the top, and that is what we have here. Okay, and so at number 6, as voted by you with a 95.25% approval rating, it's Los Mochis, Tropical Mexican Pacific Coast by Sidai. Of course, it's going to be a Sidai map. In fact, you can almost tell by the design, by the shape, by the feel, that some creators have maps that have a feel and a vibe to them. This one definitely ticks a lot of the Sidai boxes. It's real life inspired, one would say. We're off to Mexico because it's in the title. Right, what can I tell you about this one? Well, it's got a requirement list of about 22 items, which isn't the world's longest list. Amongst those, we have Al's Albedo theme and the Relight Average LUT. It was uploaded to the workshop in December of 2018. Currently has 3,456 subscribers. 496 of those have marked it as a favourite. It's has a 4-star rating on Steam, so I'm just clicking and just checking for... Oh yeah, DLC, it's Mass Transit. I did make a note for Mass Transit. It's a Mass Transit map. You will need Mass Transit for this one. It's got a 4-star rating on Steam from 163 votes, and I reviewed this in episode 507 of What's Map, where I gave it 5 stars for aesthetics, 4 for detail, and 5 for gameplay potential. Yep, 5 for gameplay potential on a map that doesn't have acres and acres and acres of buildable space. Now, the start square is here. And I'm going to go straight into that start square just to show you how little there actually is. I mean, it's not that there isn't enough to play with. There is, but compare what we have in the start square here, the cleared area, this little valley going on here, plus you can probably get a little bit along each side of this peninsula going on there as well, and up towards the bridge in here. It's a bit tight. It is actually going to be, I mean, an advanced player's map, I think is the way to describe this one. An advanced player's map, but will definitely give a lot of fun and enjoyment. Right, so if the start square is here, we have an outside connection over at this location here. I think rather than try and work our way across from the other side of the map, because there's definitely going to be connections across, I'm just going to start from down here, work towards that start square. In fact, let's go over to that one because just a little bit further, given we're going a fairly short route. There we go. Fairly short route. Again, good quality. It's a Sidai map. We're going to see good qualities. We're going to see a few floating rocks again. This is a mod issue, one I haven't had time to try and resolve. I gave it about half an hour about 3 weeks ago. Couldn't work it out, and I have 101 things to do, not less running my own business. So I've got other things to concern myself with. At the end of the day, though, if you want to check out what this map looks like without floating rocks, then of course the original review 507 of What's Map will do that for you. But yeah, Sidai. Now, I'm not giving any clues or hints or anything to what is to come, but Sidai may or may not have more maps to come in the top 100 countdown. They may. This might be it, though. This might be their top map of all time as voted by you. Again, these are not my opinions. Not my opinions at all. Intersection here, off towards the edge of the map as well. Yeah, not. It's not my. Have we got? We haven't got any separation there, have we? Possibly. Oh, it's thinking about it. It's thinking right at that point there. Just, I mean, I just love it. Nitpicking. Nitpicking is my absolute favourite thing in the world, isn't it? At the end of the day, that doesn't matter at all, especially off this close to the edge of the map. I mean, it doesn't matter at all, no matter where you are on the map. But this close to the edge of the map, that doesn't matter at all. So yeah, it's oh wow, what a countdown this has been. I mean, we started back at number 100. That was it. Power Valley at number 100. That was a striking map. And it's just been one eye candy map after another eye candy map. Most of them with built-in playability. I'll tell you what we've got next week. We have got, in that countdown next week, in the top 5, we've got the map which I thought was going to be the winner. The top map of all time as voted by you. The map I thought was going to be the winner, which isn't necessarily the winner. I'm not going to say what I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to say whether it did or not. We have the map which should have been the winner, but for, in my opinion, for one error, just one error on the map, relegates it, in my eyes, from what would be, for me personally, a number 1 position down to a not number 1 position. I'm not don't want to tell you how far down. I think I would have dropped it down to about number 10 because the error. Am I taking a right here? I think I am. Okay, I'm getting lost. Yeah. So yeah, the map that that has one error on it, but it's an error that for me would drop it from number 1. If the error hadn't been there, when we get to this map, I will tell you. I will absolutely tell you. It's my favourite map of all time, apart from the error. And the error for me is such an error. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's enough. It's not like a clipping street lamp, right? The clipping street lamp, it's fine. But it's such, I think I'd probably drop it down to the edges of the top 10. I think I would. It may be even lower. It's kind of hard to justify it at right at the peak. That said, you guys have voted it into the top 5. It is definitely value for a top 5 position, and I cannot argue. No, this is our start square intersection. We didn't get lost on the way down here at all. Well done. Even with my waffling on about a map that we're not looking at. But yes, so next week we have, amongst other things, the map which I think would have been my top map. Oh, hang on. Is that? Or is that just the angle that we're looking at from the distance we're looking at? We have a little bit of Blue Mantle. That might be, I gave this 4 for detail. That might be why we're only at 4 for detail, not 5 for detail. I don't remember, I certainly don't remember recording the show. It was 5 years ago. I mean, I don't remember what I had for coffee. I remember what I had for coffee for this morning. I had coffee for coffee this morning. I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. So I can't remember what the reasons for. But yeah, there's that bit of Blue Mantle, especially as it's so close to the start square. Might even be. Is that even in the start square? Right there. That is here, isn't it? Let me just check. Yeah, let me just see. Yep, we are actually in the start square. So it's, yeah, when you've got a bit of blue mantle like that, it's not distance mantle, one where it's fine until you pull back to a far enough distance, and then like along the edge here, you go, is this mantle? Is this just draw distance issues? So yeah, when you got something like that, is a clear rip in the fabric of the map. That is a bit of a grumble. We still have the floating rocks. Sorry about the floating rocks. Ignore the floating rocks. Look at the quality of the bridge. The quality of the bridge work is spectacular. The routing of the road to go through there and find its way with this little twist back down to ground over here. Really, really well done. And just look at this beach work. Just look at the way that this invites you into this area. It's a beauty of a map. You just have all of these little valleys. Tree work along here is spectacular. Al's albedo theme holding up really well. After all of these years, that theme is holding up really, really well indeed. I miss Al. Al is one of the greats. They made great maps as well. I'm really surprised that we didn't have an Al map so far in the top 100. They may still appear. But in the top 100, not one so far. It might be the top 5 for all Al maps. Dig myself out of that one, didn't I? Read into that what you like. Anyway, buildable space down here. We do have some strong buildable space. We have what we've got going on here. A little bit of rock work along with a little cluster. This is just a neat little thing. The way that the rock work, and then you got the trees alongside it. Just breaks up. See the placement of that in the middle of this, and it's not just the placement of that. You have some fertile land worked into this area here, edged by trees, and this little patch in the middle to break up what is otherwise a boring, bland patch of land. It just makes the whole area feel less boring. I love it. Then, if we head down here, we got something that I think has indirectly inspired me. And that is, and at the time I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have remembered exactly which map would have inspired me to do something or the other. But if you have a look down here, we have the airport runway. Is this the airport runway? It looks very like an airport runway to me. Yeah, that one to me is kind of what inspired the airport runway on Bonbon Island. A dirt runway. Just very subtle, very clean. Just I like it. I just like it. It's all you need, just a hint. And at the end of the day, if somebody doesn't want to put their airport here, the bulldozing of this is not a big problem. And it's just a bit of inspiration. I love a bit of inspiration. Again, the tree work here with just the seams of trees, just highlighting and breaking up the environment as well. And then if we head down here, we have, ooh, it's a castle. This is magnificent. This is a magnificent. If I pull back a little bit so we don't get any pop in, pop out of the rocks there. But yeah, 1 or 2 floating logs. Can't do anything about them. I'm sorry. It's showing some of Sidai's best work is regarding floating logs. Yeah. But this is one of these where we actually have a road network inside of a castle. Very, very nice and very nicely done. A little bit different. We've got a tree there. What's a tree doing on the road? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. We're not here to criticise today. We're here to marvel at the best. The best of the best of the best on the workshop. Heading over this way, we have some... We've got a little bit of starter map water flow going on here, where the water just hasn't settled down from where these terrains, etc., have been elevated, and we haven't just let the simulation run long enough for the water to settle down. But again, over here, just over here, a lovely buildable space down here. Great for a retreat, I would say. Tourism, tourism, tourism island right over here. Thank you very much. Another essential lighthouse at the end. Not going to complain about that at all. And then if we follow the road along, it links back to the mainland via this bridge. Very cleanly done bridge there. Bridge work, I'm loving it again. And that connects via a big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge. Like, hit the like button. You know what to do. Not just for my video, but for this map. So good. So good. But yes, if we then head over this way, we have ourselves a pre-cut harbour area. Good size, good shape. Could definitely work on that. Little lagoon there as well. Just a little lagoon to get you rolling. And what's going on over here? More harbour type areas, but this time just this, I'm not sure what that is. Anybody knows what that is in real life? Please let me know in the comments. I don't remember. I may have looked it up at one point, but it's a long time ago, and I have Homer Simpson styled pushed it out of one ear to let something into another ear. I only have 2 ears, by the way. Last time I checked. Unlike Spock. Yes, I'll let somebody stick that in the comments. How many ears has Spock got? 3. A left ear, a right ear, and go on. You can put it in. You can put it in the comments. Here's an old one. The old ones are still the old ones, aren't they? Love them. Right. So. This is now a motorbike making its way off into the distance. It's been a motorbike day here. Nice beaches, little patches of buildable space in between all of the hills. Challenging, yes. Advanced level for top level builders, I would say absolutely. Rivers. We have rivers. We have a dry river heading off on the left there. Just little patches of with the floating rocks. Apologise for those again for the 51st time. And then we have wet rivers as well. It's a wet river because it's not a dry river, right? That makes sense, surely. And the water coming out from here. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but obviously the water levels. City Skylines 2 water levels. Can I just also marvel at this? Look at this mountain in the middle of the map. The way that trees work into it. The way that the mountain the texture working in the mountain is spectacular. Spectacular. I'm just loving it. So good. I can see why this did so well. I can see why this was voted so highly. I've got to come over here because somebody might be playing BonBonBingo. Over here we do have everybody's favourite factories. Right, okay, there's one for the BonBonBingo players. Right, I think we've seen most of it. But yes, it's not an easy map. Not an easy map. Challenging map. Fun map. All of those things. And, oh goodness, how am I going to fit this in? How about this way, over here? Settle the camera down. No, I don't know. I kind of want to have... Sorry, if I'm making you dizzy. Kind of want to have... Oh, do you know what? Sorry, Sidai, for this thumbnail, I'm going to ignore this. The only way I can frame it is just to ignore it. How about that? There we go. Got most of it in. So there we go. Los Mochis, tropical Mexican Pacific coast by Sidai. Our 6th best map of all time, and well worthy of it. Even if it doesn't have the abundance of flat buildable space that a lot of you would be screaming for. But here's the good news. There is a terrain editor and you can always flatten out bits that you don't like. I don't know if you ever thought of doing that. It is a game, you know. And Sidai won't mind. He won't know if you don't tell him. Just don't tell him. And don't upload your screenshots. You'll be fine. He won't sue you. Well, maybe he will. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and subscribing and joining me for another sensational flyover. Remember to join me tomorrow. We'll have Cities Skylines 2 o'clock, checking out the latest dev diary, plus any other things that have popped up during the week. And I will be back on Monday with the 5th best map of all time, the final step of our countdown of the top 100 maps of all time. And then we can put what map to rest. Until Cities Skylines 2. Okay, well that's it from me for today. A big shout out for all the BonBon buddies on Patreon and YouTube membership. You guys really are the very, very best. I love you very, very much. And I'll be back very, very soon. Thanks for watching.